All right, let's get the show on the road. Now that was not planned. That was not planned. My bad. Was such a nice start right before the other music kept on playing. But let's get the show on the road. All right, hello everybody. Hello, 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 Mustang Mama. Mustang Mama. Mustang Mama. Here briefly. Usually she is. She might be. She might be busy. No worries. We have Tim to manage the chat. How's everybody doing? Hello, Muhammad. Hello, Tim, Andy, Chobe, Magellan, Evie Bike, Ilya, Alex, Brad, and Fortune 8. I'm always struggling to hear that, to read that, Mama. Oh, right, I forgot that's your other profile. Yeah. For struggle to hear that. Atuna. Hello. All right, let's get this show on the road. I don't want to waste too much time. Hi to people. Arnell, hello. Clean, John. Hello, everybody. Let's get this show on the road. Holy bananas. Right. Well, even those who are more in the know are probably a little bit more surprised by this price action. We did not expect this to be that so rapid. It was supposed to be a little bit smoother. What's going on? SPX hitting, all right, yeah, hitting those levels. All right on time, perfectly timed almost. So yeah, we're hitting the bottom of the gap. Quite rapid. In fact, thinking about it, we have 20 more minutes to close. All in all, I expected this to maybe show up in the post market, maybe tomorrow in the morning, but I mean, wow, impressive. Today's run was definitely very, very impressive. The gap is definitely not going to get closed today. Forget about that thing for the time being. All right, just let's forget about that. That's not going to happen today. Maybe tomorrow, 2 days ish. We'll see what the technicals are saying. Let's not speculate. Let's do what we're here to do. All right, let's get this removed. Just so, no, my bad, we need this other line. Let's remove this. All right, so quite an impressive day all in all. Those of you who are holding the cues, I mean, pretty neat, right? But is that indicative of anything? As we said before, what we really want to be more attentive to is the fact of the matter that we're creating lower highs and slowly moving towards basically starting to churn that support to the upside, which is good all in all. We have a lot of bullish momentum in the system still, but I mean, it's not indicative of anything, as we all know, not to be biased in either direction. And the fact of the matter that we have a gap above us, this is not really great. Even on the 1 minute we can see, so potentially on the 1 minute what we can see here is probably a retracement to that level that we've been testing here just beforehand, maybe making it all the way to the 55555, which is a psychological symbolic level. There's nothing to it really. There's no forces involved other than the I hate to say it, no offense to anybody, the special nature of us, the market managers. We like pretty numbers, if that makes sense. We're very special in that sense. So yeah, well, that's all that number has. Let's continue. It's not really all that interesting. I mean, the 1 minute we know, in reality 5 minutes. 5 minutes is Well, I mean, all in all, it's very obvious, right? It's going down, right? So there's the obvious bit of it. So not surprising all in all. 1 second, ladies and gents, have a sneeze. Sneeze is gone and not sure if it wants to come out, but okay, let's put the sneeze away to the side for a second. So this is looking like some downside, but weird. Let's just continue looking at other time frames when such an occurrence happens and when you're really kind of sort of confused. I do have an idea of what's going on, but I want you guys to be able to see the same sort of idea and actually be able to read into it. Otherwise, what's the point? Bear, yeah. I mean, it's bearish. It's quite bearish. It's a little bit more bearish. Let's look at the 30 minutes. That will be quite indicative. Okay, well, not surprising. What we're seeing basically, that is that through this, so no wonder. I mean, the 5 minutes is in reality very bearish. It just presents right now as having this fake correction, and but you get nothing out of that. Was basically this squeeze out, this flatness that you got right before that break. I mean, okay, so all in all, that 5 minutes is not indicative of anything right now. 30 minutes is actually rather bullish. All in all, if you think about it, that means although we are in oversold territory, we've done that, tested the levels that it potentially can present, which unsurprisingly so, we're probably looking at the levels of 50, let's call it 5500 to 5510 ish, kind of. That's where you have like a little bit of a range made out of resistances and supports from previous gaps. So all in all, not all that amazing. Probably will. I mean, it cannot stop us for a long time, but if that is it, we might have a little bit of a playback back from here to 5555555. That's gonna be the, potentially what we can extrapolate from the 30 minutes. Let's see, 45 likewise bullish, so 55555 gives us a little bit more credence to that. We've tested. I mean, this is a significant enough of a test, being that close to 5500. I'm not going to be surprised if that's going to be the actual support that will catches us temporarily, so subsequently leading up to a retest of that 55 that was not tested for all that. We kind of have tested it. We are aware we've tested it. So, but I'm assuming the market would want to test it back, something that is very, very natural. And I think this is what I'm seeing here on that bullish momentum. That just makes sense. It just goes hand in hand. So I'm not going to be surprised if that's the case. 1 hour bullish, that is very indicative to us. I mean, the fact of the matter, remember, we just went in, so yeah, we're continuing, not surprisingly so, testing that. I'm going to be more interested whether we're going to close the gap first before testing upwards, or because it seems like we're kind of running out of bearish momentum temporarily, at least on the shorter time frames, and now there's more bullish going on. So it's going to be very weird making the way all the way to here, pardon me, just to test it back to the upside, just to break down. Sort of, this is not really the way, that's the way I forecast that to make sense, if anything. But in reality, it does not seem, I mean, that seems like we're going to test this, and in reality, doesn't seem like we're going to close this, which makes a lot more sense, sorry, to me. And but then going back, that's a bit problematic. That's a bit iffy, what we're seeing here. We might be missing something. Something might be falling in between the cracks, meaning we might see this overturn to the upside, close this in tomorrow's session throughout the post pre-market correction. Maybe people, dip buyers, if you will, right? Some people will say, well, it's so low, maybe on the other side, futures, we'll see. There's a lot that can be used this momentum for. I would not rely on the 1 hour. What you guys know I like to do in that case, when it's a bit confusing back and forth, to start going to the larger time frames. Again, 4 hour, although I like to connect and say how it's highly connected to the daily and oftentimes not representative. Actually, in this case, I would argue, I mean, it's not like we can or should ignore it. The fact of the matter that it is getting prolonged and spending all its time testing this sort of in between the body and the oversold territory, this is a bit problematic, meaning this can actually result in more downside, bringing us into that gap, which makes full sense, and only then go for a retest exactly as I presented earlier. That's sort of, we can see the correlation between the two actions. This is just problematic. This is very, very not indicative. I would like to look at the daily chart and probably advise with it when I have all the other time frames being just sort of all over the place and confusing. 1 second, ladies and gents, I'll get to the chat. I already had complaints that I'm deviating back and forth from the chat to the chart, so people prefer I finish the points with the charts first and then go to the chat. I will be with you momentarily. All in all, I would like to see the daily, especially tomorrow, since today's will close in about 20 minutes, as we said. I would really want to see tomorrow's price action and try and figure out how sort of how do they plays out. If we're gonna have a retest, if we're gonna have a temporary retest, I can easily see how we, instead of doing this, we instead do something akin to this, right? We basically test upwards instead of continuing to the downside. Let's make it purple or something, so it's gonna stand out. It's 4 already. So something akin to this, retest, potentially slide through maybe a little bit of the gap, retest, could be maybe, and only then break down, which will be resulting from a convergence divergence we will have of the forces back and forth, and only then continuing downwards. So you can see kind of how this precession can play out very easily and very natural to the market. To kind of highlight it individually, it's something, maybe I'm dragging it out a little bit too far. I should probably draw it something akin to this a little bit quicker, because I'm really dragging it out. Yeah, that's like, I can't really draw to save my own life, but something akin to this, and even then I feel like I'm exaggerating, but let's say, give or take. So this could be what we're seeing basically from here. Monthly, how did the monthly do? There's not, I mean, there's nothing changed. Everything we saw in the morning is the same thing. It's the forces are converging. There's a convergence of the forces, the K and the D. Indicative when that green line, the K, goes below the D, which is the red line, that D becomes dominant. You might as well perceive it as bearish momentum becoming dominant, taking charge. In other words, bringing the price action downwards in the indicator as well, bringing us into oversold territory, amplifying selling momentum, bringing us even further lower than we were talking about in this session, meaning, but this is going to be prolonged, it's going to take a while, potentially can be the sign that indicates that we'll be moving towards that 5100 area, 5150, kind of 51, 52, 51, that's the ranges. So that's the next step to come, but that will take a little while because we're looking at the weekly. That means that will take a little, at least 3 to 4 weeks to come through to fruition in full force, if you will. The rest is not interesting. It's all still very, very bearish. I mean, you can see what's going on here. Bearish momentum have taken over. Again, the monthly, that means even if we spend 2 months going down, that is 2 very, very painful months that can bring us significantly lower than we are, because that's just how the price action works. Probably retesting again what we said. Those are these 2 months that we're forecasting outwards, potentially bringing us downwards and testing this area, creating what we would call in the professional world a head and shoulders, like that. And it can also be a house. And you can live in it sometimes when it's not recession. And yeah, a chimney. There's a little sun here. Okay. All patterns understood? Wonderful. Let's continue to the chat. All right. Let's go chat. Chat. Hola, Greg. Hola, ¿cómo te va? Todo bien, something. My español is not good. All right, let's see. Well, hello, I mean, hola, really, jokes aside, hola. Nice, Tim is here. Tim is the legend. Guys, Tim is a brother from another mother, is a truly good friend, an admin in our community. The admin, if you will, the admin, and if you wanna talk to somebody about options and get a better idea, talk to Tim. Tim is very much exposed to my technicals. He have seen me do this for years on end, back and forth, various stocks, indices, whatnot. A good resource, all in all, of knowledge. Very, very intelligent, very wise person. If you do not torture him, don't forget he's a very busy man, so come up with him with very concise and precise questions. But he is brilliant and I highly respect him. So there is that. So we were. Didn't say anything about this live. Gene, wait, what do you mean you didn't see? You should see. Do you think will be good time to buy the dip, the QQQ on long-term investor? It's up for you to decide. I mean, for me, naturally, I pick up when the bottom will hit, and amusingly enough, you know how people like to argue whether we're at the bottom or not. When the market hits bottom, no one is confused. Everybody is in agreement that it's the bottom, and then we dwell on that bottom for a while, and everybody's complaining how they ran out of money buying the falling knife. So I'm not one of these people, and I don't advise you should be either. But again, I'm not here to give you financial advice. At the end of the day, nobody will manage your portfolio better than you will. That's something I've been saying for years on end, pretty much since I've started in the industry for many, many years now. Hilarious to think, but it's a conclusion I've come to a very, very long time ago, and turns out I was right. No one will truly manage your money better than you will. There are very few people will. I mean, at the end of the day, it's hard to be satisfied with sort of how somebody else will. So at the end of the day, you do what you think is right for your money. Pierre for no, I don't know who this is. This is my Dali. I'm gonna do melting clocks. I'm gonna do here's a clock, and here it's melting. You see, melting clocks, melting clocks. Yeah, I like melting clocks. Dali is my actually. I'm a bit. Jokes aside, I'm a big fan of Dali. Uh, Salvador Dali was a brilliant artist. All in all, I was on. I went to his um president. I forgot. Not president. God damn it. The thingy. The brain. Stupid brain work. An exhibition of Dali's art. It was pretty amazing. I've seen the elongated elephant with the spire on top. It's pretty amazing. Crystal spire. It's phenomenal. Uh, Cover NVIDIA. There's not much to cover about NVIDIA. I've covered NVIDIA earlier in the morning, and I have a dedicated video. Those who follow my videos know we said 110. Unsurprisingly, so we've tested it, and of course, NVIDIA will probably continue testing it back and forth. It's not gonna give it up all that rapidly, so I think NVIDIA will be tested. God damn it! Sorry, again and again and again and again. So I mean, I've predicted this like a week ago, although prior to as well. But generally speaking, here you are. We've done exactly what I said, and this is probably going to continue being tested as we're going to run forward. Here is that 110. Unsurprisingly, so we're going to test it probably to death. Probably penetrate as well several times, and only then break down with the market. Bringing us to the realm of 100, as I've mentioned. So S1, we've hit S1. S2 and S3 is 91. Sort of, it's S1 is 110, S2 is 100, and S3 is 90. It's a range 91 to 87. Okay, just call it 92 because, well, 91 and a half, whatever. You get the idea. This. So that's what we're looking at. That is NVIDIA for you who asked for NVIDIA. I think I've done that exhibition. Yes, Alex, thank you. My stupid brain don't work. It is a problem. I tell you, it is too busy with thinking about market. Forgot about. Actually, let me show you if I can. I'm gonna find it real quick. If I will be able to. I hope I will. Oh yeah. Here it is. Here it is. Me was at the Dali exhibition. It was phenomenal. This thing, it is. I cannot describe how awesome this is. I have many other photos. It was during the masked time. You can see I have a mask on my neck. So yeah, but still, it was phenomenal. I mean. It's yeah. Thank you for reminding me. That was exhibition. Since we already got to brag a little bit with that, cool for me. Cool beans. All right, now where were we? What were we? Questions, questions, questions. Mm-mm-mm. 100% a year. Well, Gene, you know, lots of money managers will bring you 20% a year, send you on your merry way at best. And that's a good year. Not all account managers are the same. Arnon is another is a moderator of ours, also a highly regarded person, very very wise when it comes to options. Highly recommended to talk to Arnon. We're retaining our longer duration resistance. Oh, come on, bring it in. I hate when TradingView does that. Come on, TradingView. TradingView has these weird discrepancies. That's the longer overarching trend that we've been retaining forever and a bit. Some people argue with me about it, but here you can see it's just that's the thing we've been retaining forever and a bit. You can see how, well, forever and a bit, as I've been saying, right? So there's that. Of course, now we're testing it from the top side still. The trend bringing us downwards. That's Tesla. Market head bottom. What? Arnon, stop making people hopeful for no good reason. Uh, Smash the like button, Brad. Yeah, thank you, guys. Smash the like button. The Patreon, the Patreon, Patreon is right now moving very rapidly. Now, there's only 79 spots left for that. There's actually a lot more spots. It doesn't matter right now. There's no rush, but it's only $10, and you get to join the Zoom calls and all that wonderful stuff. In fact, I describe all of that right here. You go to the same Discord as you do, and that's how you get in touch and hang out with me pretty much on the daily basis. This is where we hang out, and Arnon, you can find Arnon, Tim, me, Tom, all of us all together, hanging out and talking about the market. There is that. My beautiful drawings. Time to clean that nonsense up. Jokes aside, let's look at what the market has been doing right before. Well, let's see what it done. So a little bit of a recovery. Nothing all that insane. Let me just clean stuff up, boys and girls. All right, we're good. We're good. All right. Let's just remove that. Well, yeah, a bit of a correction makes sense. That's the bullish momentum we saw in the 1 minute chart. It makes sense. Came through. Here it is. Squeezed probably on the 5 minutes a little bit. There we go. Not surprising. A little bit on the upside. We're waiting to squeeze a little bit more. Probably going to be squeezed throughout the morning or forced via the gap that we're going to. Don't forget, we're probably going to open another gap tomorrow. Could be a big gap to the upside, to let's say right here, or 555, and then only correct downwards, or maybe even make it all the way to the. We'll see how the market, what the markets are trying to do. The markets might be trying to pull another fast one on you guys and just make you buy into the dip, and well, a new low, so still downwards trend, still kind of viable. That's quite a viable thing, by the way, right there. Let's clean it up before I continue, because that's just crap what I've done there. Okay, let's look at this. So 30 minutes, still laying on the bottom. Yeah, so we're gonna have some upside tomorrow. Might come through in partially as a gap to the upside, right? So something akin to a gap opening up maybe to the previous range, right? So kind of maybe all the way to here. We're gonna have like a little gappy thingy, then market continue to run, hit this, and hit this, if more upside this, but this is very unlikely. Let's see. Actually, you know what? No, we have momentum here. If to be objective on the 1 hour, we do have enough momentum to bring us kind of into that range, sort of like this, if to be all in all fair. But at the end of the day, it still is this. So, I mean, yeah, this could be a, yeah, more like this. All right. Now that we've cleared this up, let me look at the chat again. Pierre, Evie, Pierre, famous French analyst. Oh la la, I'll have to look it. I'm not big on French analysts. French analysts, maybe. Uh, what was his stage name? Grab the people. My God, I'm not gonna read that out loud. You see, I removed it. Okay, I've done you a favor. As a money manager, make if you billions. Okay, yeah, Arnon, the running gag. Arnon can make you into me. Actually, Arnon can do that. Arnon does manage funds and all that. The beauty is he mostly uses my technical analysis. So, yeah, I wonder. Blackwell chips in Q4 will affect the current this downtrend. Good question. Good question. Will Blackwell chips affect? No, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about how the recs work, and it's. I mean, no, no. Plus, don't forget, people. If they no, I don't. Too early. Not every company is gonna rush during recessionary times to spend money on that unless they really are forced to. If they're in the high tech realm and they don't have to replace everything, plus it has to be gradual. Nah, I don't see Blackwell making that of much of an impact. With all due respect. I mean, it's done its impact already. It really is already baked into the price. If you ask me, we already made it run. Night market hit bottom. For I mean, is it right? In her opinion, I missed something on the 5 second chart. We just hit bottom. 5 second? What do you want from me for 5 second? Good for you. Arnon, people here are not scalpers. Think I bit my face. I think you're the only scalper here. I'm suspecting. Jin Lee. That is sounds like an action figure name. You sir have a cool name, or madam. I don't know, but that's a very cool name. Any thoughts on approaching VX? No, no. Do I have to? Do I have to? No. What is that? What is that? I don't know. Jimpu, what is that? What are these? I don't know them. Maybe I do. I'm just all tickers in my head. Maybe I do, but nothing comes up. To the moon. To the moon where? To the moon? No, not to the moon. To the worst. The worst thing that no one knows it's gonna happen. What are you talking about? There, Arnon, woman, I pray. I'm confused. Tom Lee trying to copy the legend Greg. Good question, Brad. I don't know. Tom Lee ran out of, bullish momentum. He needs to put himself in the charger. Now he's running with my thesis because he doesn't have a better one. I'm actually very bearish, just messing around. Arnon, gotcha. Okay, now it all makes sense to me. The ass pattern, yeah, crooked ass pattern, yeah. You, oh my God, you guys are legends. Oh, that is hilarious. Who said that? Oh my God, that is hilarious. Mm, Christoph. Oh, okay, okay, brother. Okay, I should have known. Yes, that crooked ass pattern. Okay, howdy, Danny. Hello, hello. Good to see you here. Hechor, Hechor or Xekor or Xesor. I am so confused about your name. How wrong am I pronouncing it? 100%, 110. Rising burn for rising bump, rising bump formation. Yep, that is rising bump formation. Absolutely, you guys are killing me. I'm about to laugh here real hard instead of just doing this thing. 5 second chart is okay. No, I mean, jokes aside, you can have 30 seconds. You can have the second chart, but the dotted. It's gonna be pointless. Doc definition. Oh my god, you guys are cracking me up. I can't handle this. Uh, uh broken ass pattern. Oh my god, you guys are killing me. Um, okay, the Tom Lee go bearish. Temporarily so. I mean, Tom Lee is temporarily saying, yeah, he's saying that he's seeing the bearish pattern, or so he says. You know, he's gonna switch in a week or so. So we don't know. With him, everything can be. Secor. So I wasn't that far off. I was closer than I was wrong. Okay, I was like 80% on top, like 20% wrong. Gotcha. Just username. Random username I can't pronounce. Okay, EV bike. Which is worse? You guys are wrong. My God, you guys are killing me. I can't focus like that. Let's call it an 85% correct. All right. Xekor, I take that, but at least I know how to pronounce your name correctly. Okay, let's see what the market has been doing in the time being, by the way, in the continuous contract. Yeah, looks like we're gonna break down. 1 second, ladies and gents, give me a sec. You guys are killing it today. Absolutely killed it. Where's my brother from another mother, Tom? Not Tom Lee, Tom Nash. Where is my brother? He's probably busy with children. The children probably giving him hell. Oh, busy. Alright, what is that? Gene, something. Morning said could be 70%. Right. I mean, eventually he cannot argue. It's like, no, there is no car in front of me about to hit me. You know, as long as he's gonna argue against that, is that gonna stop? You know, reality being what it is, and more so, he will sound ridiculous, not recognizing it. But then again, he has. I'm sorry to say, he has again being Captain Obvious, and it's very easy to call out what is in front of you. How about calling it before it happens? Or then again, he doesn't have fiduciary duty nor interest, or he actually believes what he says. That's a whole different ballgame. But does it matter to us? We play the technicals. We don't care about the belief, shma believe, gut feeling, all of that crap. We don't play with that. You have a gut feeling, take it to the bathroom. Drinks, drinks on Greg. Am I 10% up today? Am I 10%? Yeah, we are 9:15. Closed at 9:15. Close, yeah. So drinks on you, Brad, because I was right and I made you money to buy drinks for everybody. Gotcha. No problem. I'm waiting for my drink. No, don't. No, no. Damn it. Brad, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I swear, if you send a super chat there, Brad, everybody's allowed to send super chats. Everybody's allowed to do everything. Brad, if Brad sends super chat, I block him from Discord. That's a new rule. Brad is not allowed to send super chats. That's how it runs until further notice. Drop below certain threshold. The driver of retest. People buying the dip naturally. Technicals allowing to have temporary movements to the upside. People taking advantage of them. All the reasons, all of the above. It's never one or the other. It's all the reasons all together. There's a natural procession of the market as well. That's like asking why does the sea has waves. No offense there, of course. Not the way I intended to sound. Thinking back for this video. Are you kidding me, guys? I enjoyed this a ton. Johnny, I'm here. I'm just cracking up here with you guys, doing what I would do anyways. I get to talk to fun people. Tim Titan is not allowed to send super chats either. No, god damn it! I should have known. Damn it. Tim, I love you so much. You're a true brother. But don't. You are not allowed either. I'm gonna have a whole list of people who are not allowed to send super chats. That's what it's going to be. Pum, 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 pum. Then those will make them into 0 in 3 seconds. Drink budget 10% or 10%. Look, 10% of $10, but 10% on a million is a good day. God damn it, Brad, stop it. Brad, didn't I say? No, no, stop it, god damn it. Brad, once I find the refund button, all of it is useless. You're just giving money to YouTube. You know, they are long-term investing. Okay, that Ian, that is a wonderful question. Ian asked, "What's my TLDR on long-term investing?" Well, my point of view works like this: a healthy account, a healthy portfolio, starts by having ETFs, all of the known culprits, right? Ranging from your Woos and Spies and all of the wonderful stuff of that sort, to Qs. If you want to look at individual assets, the best choice would usually be the derivative, the dividend stocks, the highly powerful dividend assets, the ones that don't appreciate nor depreciate in value significantly, but they pay you as you keep them, because most people don't realize they end up spending a long time in these processes back and forth, and then looking back thinking, oh my god, I spent all this time in the market anyways, could have accumulated a passive income. Okay, so that's the right way to go. And only then, when you have, of course, there are various ways, various insurances you might want to have. In this particular instance right now, of course, S triple Qs are good, but normally, you shouldn't have them. It's only a well traded asset. The dividends don't work. They're not worth it unless you have an intended plan for that stuff. And only then you get to having enough, basically, if you have that extra liquidity and you have that foundation of a portfolio, then you can move on to risk on assets, individual assets such as Palantir, Tesla, Nvidia, all of the above, right? But you should start with a proper foundation built on ETFs, indices, if you will, to put in simple terms, and dividend stocks. Normal times, REITs and such, there are good things you can own. Bonds are good to hold, of course. You have the confident sort of tools. Gold is not a hold, so it's more of a play, and unless it's physical. Physical gold is good to own, but if you want to play it. So my TLDR on long term that's how you should start. That's the foundation of how you allow yourself later to go with risk on and trade back and forth. Because at the end of the day, you have if you will, the leverage of the rest of your portfolio that is keeping you safe even at hard times. So like that. Minor, the first few days of August were completely red and green, so maybe let's see what happens. Exactly. Gene, very good, very good. Although in August we saw that coming. Now we saw that it's not going to be all that straightforward down, and there's been that correction, but now it seems a lot more bearish than not. There's a lot of forces that since then conversion made even more sense for the market to continue to go downside. So we cannot argue against that. That doesn't just disappear. What? At this point, Greg is like, again, he's kind of as a mad family. That is, you guys are the family. Absolutely. You guys are the tribe, if you will. We are all together. This is true. This is true. That the tribe grows, the community grows. It's pretty neat. I gotta admit, going to work for Greg. Hopefully someday, Arnon, jokes aside, that's gonna be absolutely awesome to have a company and to work together. Are you kidding me? Imagine having you meet Tim and a couple more gentlemen we're familiar with to hang out with and have a proper investment firm. That actually could be a cool thing. Time will tell. Maybe one day we're gonna be a bunch of Charlies and Buffetts and hanging out. Of course, we're not gonna be Wolf of Wall Street throwing midgets at the board. We like midgets. Our midgets are gonna have fun with us as well. They're gonna be midgets. Gonna be throwing midgets at the board. No, no, just joking, just joking. Been a random trade, but a few weeks ago, small position and the rock bottom lows in Neo Energy. Metals had a bit of joy so far. Okay, okay, makes sense. It's time. Okay. Now I see what's all the talk about mothers there. Follow up with Ian question. Stocks, ETFs, rather than accumulating ones on long term. If so, why? Okay, let me just Xecor, let me go over the question just to be sure. A follow up to Ian's question. Do you recommend dividend distributing, yeah, stocks, ETFs, rather than accumulating ones for long term? If so, why? You misunderstood. I don't recommend ones over the others. It's just the correct structure. Look, you build your house by building the basement, foundation for the basement, if you will, the basement, then the floor, and there's like a hierarchy to how you build the floors, right? You don't just randomly start from building your second floor up in the air, right? In the stock market, people can do that. They can skip the process of building the foundation and just build a second story up in the air, right? Don't do that. The right way to go about things is getting your foundation, which is again your ETFs, your dividend stocks, heavy dividend, yeah, and only then going forward as your second story with risk on. Make sure you build your foundation correctly. Again, I'm not in my book. The healthiest portfolio, the right way to build a portfolio. Look, there's no point in having the best engine in the world if your car has no wheels or no battery. You understand what I mean? The way I see a portfolio that is entirely risk on is like a portfolio that has the coolest body, the best engine in the world, but it has no tires. You're not going to get far without that. If I see something that is too heavy on the dividends, ETFs, side of thing, bonds, and nothing else, that's just like buying four wheels and saying I have a car. Not a car either. You see what I mean? I prefer to have something that actually runs and has all the parts, even if not all parts are perfect, but you gotta have all the parts, if you will. Meaning you need to have a proper foundation to your portfolio. You don't have to look the risk on part. You don't have to, but later down the line you'll feel a bit upset that you missed out on opportunities. But no one says you have to be heavy on those. The structure of the portfolio is basically completely individual based upon what you think is right for you, or what your character and your attitude towards the market, risk aversion, and all these parameters. But all the houses need to have a foundation. All of them. A house need to have a foundation. Just how it works. I hope that makes sense. Hecor. 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 Where are you from, my friend, if I can ask? You say you have very cool name. And more beer, let's call. What about beer now? Family business. Yeah. I'll sweep the floors and Brad, don't worry, we're gonna find a more exciting job for you, I'm sure. In fact, no need. You continue doing your magical stuff. We'll just buy the produce from you. We're all gonna be fine. Everybody's gonna be happy. TTBA GGG Tata Baga. Or if I will open a company, I'm still just gonna call it Investory. You know? Yeah. It's like that thing. Elon Musk goes everywhere and he keeps on making his his companies into X. Everything is X. So yeah. Your name is username. Just Sekor, you man, you're a legend. All right, username. Alrighty. The rule, but I have my portfolio and keep money taking. Okay, with a healthy return. Okay, that's good. I'm going to invest $4 in Mega Million. What? When will give Greg 1%? From your Mega Millions, 4%. I'm 1%. I don't mind. I will take that gladly. Speaking of foundation, would you call something like this risky or pretty conservative? 1,000 monthly DCA 500 towards ETF and 500 DCA across more speculative text looks like. KE or Kel or K, whatever your name is, I am guessing here. Good question. Wow, that's how old are you, K? That kind of matters. But generally, I mean, yeah, that's a fair dispersion. I mean, if you feel right with that, yeah, absolutely. I can see that. It really depends on your goals, your targets, your time horizon, your risk aversion. Yeah, it all depends on that. But I can see that being a viable strategy. Why not? Don't see any issue with that. It makes sense. I'll register your name for Mike. I'm afraid to tell you. I think username has already been taken. I'm afraid, my friend, you missed that bus. 34. Kel. That's Kel, right? I'm understanding that correctly. That's like Kel. That's supposed to be an L. Figure it out. Target time horizons. Thank you. 34. Yeah, I mean that's a viable breakdown of your finance. Yeah, that makes sense. Really cool. Yeah, sure. Half and half. Throw DCA into across more speculative tech. Yeah, sure, absolutely. You're young enough. You have a lot of time. Yeah, absolutely. Plus, I don't know for how long have you been doing this, what you spread it around. There's a lot of questions, but overall, it's a viable strategy for you. Absolutely, I can see that. Yes. Username for the win, right? Decide to work. Make sure. Look, guys, I'm not biased. I'm very honest, and if I would have thought that Tom's strategy is not a good strategy, I would have said so from the get go. The reason I like Tom is because he doesn't just teach that I agree with his strategy. Of course I do. As an account manager, it's like asking a handyman about a tool. It depends on the job. If you don't know how to do the job, every problem, if you're a hammer, every problem looks like a nail, if you will, right? And Tom is not like that. He chooses that path and he's very precise, very hyper focused to the point where I offered him many times to rebalance his Tesla, his Palantir. He just says no. with a very, very clear note. When should I buy? What's the nearest sort of, when do I think we're going to be hitting bottoms, and like what is my thesis, so he can buy as low as possible, right? And he DCAs into it anyways, which is funny. If you think he waits all the way through, no, he DCAs into it just like he tells you guys. Tom is very precise about how he does this thing, and Tom uses the most bulletproof method. It just freaking works. No matter, you cannot break that system. The only thing that can break that system is you, for your own self. You just have to be strong during sort of the hard times, right? So DCAing into good companies is a foundation of a healthy portfolio. It is part of a process that any and all account managers who manage money they care for, okay, money they really want to succeed, that's the way we go about this. You get a good foundation, because it doesn't matter how awesome your second floor is, if it's not sitting on a good foundation, it's all just gonna break and fall. So what did you do doing that? So yes, Tom's method is freaking bulletproof. Why? Because he does it right. And those who follow similar method DCA into the right companies, preferably when the prices are lower, like Tom says, 52-week low, 52-week high area. There's the separation, all that wonderful stuff. Very, very basic. But very important is to be able to analyze these companies that you DCA into, not to find yourself in 5 years, having to move into a cardboard box, if you will. And yeah, that foundation is good. That gives you that security for later. That's why Tom has SPX. That's why in normal times, I personally say that's the right way to manage a portfolio and manage others, and my own and so forth. So that's the right way to do. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Mike. That was a long rant. I'm sorry, ladies and gents, but I felt like that was important to say. Okay, well, the market is not doing anything all that crazy. We're kind of going sideways from that low back up, high, down. So nothing all that interesting for now. Post market seems to be rather tame. Went through this. Employee stock for all oil company. 15 off and have an average price of 6 months period is that. Let's play under current thesis. Trevor King, let me look at your question again just to be sure. Wait, first of all, show them. I'm curious to see. Main stocks will be slower. That's the whole idea, because that way, of course, there's a correlation between the indices and the assets, so it's not going to be. I was actually surprised how low we started with individual assets, and I was curious. I mean, how is that gonna come through? Because that means we're just gonna drop so damn low on most assets. But we had a sense of correction, a significant run up, which allows us to, again, when we do drop and with the sort of opposite momentum, when people buying into the assets, it's gonna be fine. People think the market will look very, very ugly, and it will to some extent, but I find it to be not all that bad. People just ended up getting used to a very high market without realizing. Trevor King, I'm gonna go over your question again. Give me a sec. I'm paying into a discount to the employee stock option. Okay, for an oil company. Okay, I see. I mean, oil, yes. I was just talking about oil earlier, how it's a bargain right now at 70, which is just crazy for me to even say that we've hit the point where oil is a bargain at these ranges. And we hit 70, I'm assuming, because of the oil reserve that was found not far away from Kuwait by a Kuwaiti company, which of course is not going to be tapped into for a very long time. It's supposed to be representative of 6% of all world reserves, so quite big. Um, so I'm thinking that's the effects of what we're seeing because all the players around right now benefit from oil being relatively high, but oil naturally being at 70 at a sell price, yeah. Right now, it being at a bargain price, it's insane. It's basically something that we said before, and we spoke about this. It's sort of this process to when something becomes, sort of what was ceiling becomes then floor, right? So we transition to that process of what was ceiling now is floor. Once we test that, of course, we go to the next range that we're familiar with. Oh, sorry, I continue completely. Went overboard here. The 100 levels, 90 and 100, and from there on out 120 if so in the books. But of course, it's not straightforward. It's more or less this. Don't forget, it's gonna be this up and down process testing. So it's all in all, yeah. I mean, why not? Although option, you can't imagine the level of obsession. No, why? Tom's picks are very good, very good. He's very organized, very oriented towards his goal, and the obsession is more about how he manages and handles the portfolio, which is perfect. That's how you should be. 40. Hope. My target is 40, but you do you. You shouldn't wait as long as I'm gonna wait. You do you. You do you. We'll see how things will pan out. My target on SQQ is 40, but my target has nothing to do with your choices. Hope you should manage your own funds. And if you have a good entry of 8 and below, 8 in the ranges of 8, you might as well want to be, at 100% out, which will be at around 16-ish, 17-ish, 18, 19, all the way to 20, even if you're in the high 10s. So um, it's it's up to you to think that. That is everybody's personal opinion and way to think. I don't mind. I'm just presenting what I think. What is that? As chart prediction for overall market tomorrow. Any thoughts on the chart to expect for this week? Sandeep, if you just joined, I recommend you rewatch the video. I spoke about this in the beginning of the video. I'm sorry, no offense, but I'm not gonna re-explain the whole video that I already done in the beginning. If you want to, you can watch the video from the beginning. I'm sure you will be satisfied with what you will see. It will answer all your questions. Tim, Trevor, that was a solid company. I see. And then QQ will be 400. It's a little bit more complex than that, Hope. I don't want to talk about this here. It's very, very complex how things will pan out. It's a very complex equation, how the whole system works. With the Qs individually, well, I don't remember the number now. I don't want to say, I'll have to go look over this. I don't want to give you an incorrect number. I think I've covered this in the previous videos as well. Wasn't. No, Trevor, it makes sense. I mean, in that case, it's a bummer, but it can play out quite neatly for you, especially under the conditions right now. And don't forget, Russia really needs money, and those who think Russia is sanctioned and selling oil at 60, capped at 60, and that's it, it's bullshit. They have India to sell through. They're all over the place. Russia is making good buck right now. The Arab countries are doing very well. So yeah, all the player. Do you really think the players, the oil producers, do you really think they have any interest in dropping the oil price? Right now, it's a bargain price. It's doing, giving it a little bit of a breather. Oh, that's a very awesome. That's a sexy buy right there. 825. Woo! 460 shares. Hope that's a good buy. I just hope that you made sure that that you understand the dividends structure and um of the S triple Q and how much you pay for the time decay. Nice, yeah, Tim. My average is high relative to all of you. I'm holding 1800, but my average is 13 and a bit, which I'm planning to improve. Yeah, a little bit behind on my improving my position. Hope again. I don't recommend playing the way I play as triple Q, and what I'm gonna do with it is not necessarily recommended. Like, you follow the market, don't follow Greg. Greg might be wrong or crazy or all sorts of weird things. You make your own decision based upon what you see. The idea here, the fact that we discussed all these things and all that is cool, but I recommend focus on the technicals, understand why things are being said, how things work, and all that wonderful stuff, instead of what Greg said, because yeah, things can play out very, very differently. We'll see how the Qs will be, how the S triple Q subsequently will play out. It's pretty obvious there is money to be taken off the table on this one, but again, read the technicals, read the analysis, read the fundamentals, and extrapolate from that. Don't try to just follow Greg blindly because Greg does something. Maybe Greg is crazy. Went somewhere, lost his marbles, and never found them. Became a millionaire without selling a single stock. That is so true. That is so true. Tom will definitely make a video like that, but that's not going to be his reasoning. That's just legitimately how he operates. He really does operate like a very old school, very traditional investor. No bullshit, no. Just, I mean, it's pretty phenomenal, really. A lot of. No, you think everybody's are like that. No, 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 no. People like Tom, in actuality, people that are so devoted to that strategy and blind, I mean, not, I wouldn't say blindly, but do it almost what could be equated to blindly is phenomenal. Most people are incapable, they end up deviating, they end up doing a lot of things. Tom is hyper focused, and that will, yeah, yield massive results eventually. Mm-mm. Small percent of your portfolio. I see. Mm. The S triple Q is a bit problematic. You need to understand what it is, how it got to be what it is, when it started, what is the timing, what are you missing on it, what you cannot see, what if you would have seen, you would have seen it completely differently. It's a very convoluted asset. But ask yourself, if the average trader, the retail trader doesn't like it, doesn't understand it, and doesn't own it, who owns it then? The aliens? Institutions. Why institutions own so much of it? What is that they're getting ready for? It's a very lucrative asset, but you need to understand it well before you touch it. I haven't found blindly, but QQQ gap fills are there to the downside. Messi Roy again. What I'm What is Tom? What? What is Tom Nasher front thinks? I'm confused, Monsieur. What? What? Or what? Um, I'm off for today, Xekor. Awesome to have you. You have a wonderful evening, my friend. I'm about to jump off soon as well. Just trying to answer the last questions here while we're looking at the chart, kind of looking at post-market action. Small percent, right, went there. I didn't get your question, Messi, right there. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Greg is a fortune teller. Thank you, brother. 7. Let's see. Yeah, Hope. I'm not your average sort of player on the S triple Q. It's hard for most people to understand what it is that I'm doing. Yeah. First of all, you need to understand technicals very well, very much in depth to be able to see what I'm seeing and be able to see how you take advantage of it and play all that stuff. It's like, again, a ski slope that is for experts. If you're an expert, don't go. It's just gonna result very miserably for you. You know, it's not again. It's not an ego thing. I'm being honest, just as honest as I can about this. It's a dangerous play, not for everyone. All right, boys and girls. If we have no questions, it was awesome hanging out with you again. So we said Tim and Brad are not allowed to send super chats anymore. No super stickers, no effing around with me. The rest are allowed. Boys and girls, that was awesome. I love you much. That was a great hangout. And yeah, that's it. That's it. I will see you tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow we're going to do probably morning. I have a feeling we're going to do market open. And we're going to do market close because with how I expect the market to behave tomorrow, or it's probably going to be good if we're going to have some hangout and sort of look at what the technicals are doing. Am I? What are you? Christoph. No, you're allowed, kind of, sort of allowed, if you really, really want to, but why the hell would you? I mean, what? 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 Again? Cheers, bye bye, Joe. Yeah, bye bye, boys and girls. That was awesome hanging out with you. Don't forget to smash the like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that blah 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 blah. I will see you on the next one. Today was a bit long. Take that money. Take my money. No, I don't want you guys to send me money. Please, you guys stop it. I don't like to take your money. Anyway. You guys, I love you much. All of you, especially you, and 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 you. And all of you, have a wonderful night. See you on the next one.